Hello everyone, welcome to the news. So, Alex Jones has been banned, literally, off most of the social media platforms out there, such as YouTube, Facebook, Spotify, Apple's App Store. Why, you might ask? Because they don't like his rhetoric, they don't like his ethos, don't like his outlandish theories about conspiracies and that sort of thing. And he is very much on the right. The reason I'm featuring this issue is he did support Tommy Robinson during his incarceration in prison. So I think we need to give him some credit for giving Tommy Robinson some exposure through his Infowars YouTube channel, which at the time had about 2.4 million subscribers. So there clearly is a lot of fan base for Alex Jones. Personally, I think Alex Jones is very much in your face, and you either like him or love him, very much like Marmite. You like it or you hate it. He does have a unique point of view, and he does challenge people's perspectives. You might ask, why was he banned though? It's because these social media platforms have been pressurised by CNN. The reason he has been banned from social media is, I believe, CNN has been putting pressure on social media platforms to get him banned. The reason Alex Jones has been banned is because I believe that CNN has been putting a lot of pressure on the social media networks to collectively try and ban. Now, he's been banned because he's been seen to be discriminative towards Muslims and transgenders and other cultures. Now, you may say that's wrong, and it probably is. But for a long time now, Alex Jones has actually said that YouTube was trying to censor his channel. And it's very true. Even Nigel Farage has actually said, and come out and said, that algorithms on Facebook and YouTube has decreased views on political issues on the right by at least 25%. That's been backed up by a lot of research. But what you have to ask yourself is, it's very coincidental that Facebook, Apple, Spotify and YouTube, Google have basically banned Alex Jones channels on the web collectively within the same day. It seems very suspicious, that to me. If he's broken certain policies and received strikes and so forth, why has it happened all at the same time? This seems very suspicious to me, because the one thing that Alex Jones does do, and I think he does it quite well, is he tries to highlight the injustices in our world. The issues regarding how our society operates, the issues regarding freedom of speech not being completely free, the feeling that everyone seems to have a feeling that our rights are being subjugated by the state and our freedoms are being impeded. And it wouldn't be surprising if at some point the First Amendment in America, they try and get rid of that, because these huge tech companies are trying to control freedom of speech. And I do believe it is time some sort of charter of equal rights for online content must come out. And I don't mean just in America, I mean in Britain, Europe, the EU, Asia, Australia, China, India. We need to have a Bill of Rights of some point, of some description, to protect equal opportunities for the left, the centre and the right. So you can voice your opinion, you can voice how you feel without being considered a hate speaker, because these hate laws that are being used against people on the right is used to silence them, so you can't have an opinion. Because the popularist movements that are happening throughout the world is in rejection to this state control or these big tech companies' control of who gets to speak, who gets to say what, who gets to have an opinion. If you subjugate one side of the story, let's just say there's always two sides to one story, isn't there? But if you start dictating or removing one side of the story and you become very, very biased, no one will believe your reporting of the facts. You know, Donald Trump talks about the fake media a lot, and I think legislation needs to come in to stop one biased being proliferant in society. There needs to be freedom of speech for the good, the ugly and the bad. And you can't just discriminate because someone doesn't believe in a certain religion. You should be open and free to criticise anything you want. That goes for religions, that goes for races, that goes for opinions. And this is something I feel is lacking. And I think what has happened to InfoWars, and I think Alex Jones knew this was coming. So if anyone is interested, please to go to infowars.com and have a look at the website. I don't think they can take down his website just yet until they gain control of the servers and the IP address companies. But I think this is an absolute attack on freedom of speech. And I urge President Trump in America to get involved here and go to Congress and say, we need to have a new law here to stop this happening. We want to reverse what's happened. You see, the argument people are using, that these are private companies, they can do what they want, that's true. The problem is they're selling their service to not just people on the centre, people on the left, but also selling it to people to the right. Don't you think people on the right, if they're consuming content, watching videos, buying products, if you're on the right, don't you think you have the right to have your views or your opinion represented in the content you watch? Because I think you do. So I think all content on the political spectrum, whether you be on left, centre or right, should be a fair, equal representation of what should be on the internet. So what I'm trying to say in this video is if YouTube, Facebook, Apple want to sell their products and their services and their content to the general public, that includes people on the left, the centre and the right, you must give a voice to the people on the right. You cannot just say, we're going to give a voice to the people on the left, maybe the centre, but we're going to shut down people on the right. The reason I say this is because you're selling your products, your services, your content to people on the right. Don't you think they have the right to be represented in social media, in the media, in their films, their TV productions, their online content? I do. I hope you do. What I'm trying to say here is look past your bias towards Alex Jones. It's not about Alex Jones and his content or who he is or what he says. It's about us all having the right to have content online. So I urge all governments to come up with some legislation that gives rights on media platforms, equal rights, whether it be right, left or centre. If you start limiting people on the right from having an opinion, they'll go underground and violence could erupt. You know, people might decide they ain't got a voice anymore, they can't say what they want, and they will fight for their rights. This is what happened in Ireland. Please support Alex Jones, because It's not about what content he creates. Some of you may like it, some of you may hate it, but it's having the right to have an opinion online. This is Paul from Alternative Media signing out. Thank you for watching, subscribe, and I hope to see you in the next video.